Hello everybody, welcome to this video. Finally, after some time, we have one more build guide video for you. This is a build that I have already live streamed, but I haven't made a build guide video, so here we are. This build is one of those amazing builds in this game that actually showcase how awesome this game is when it comes to depth. And especially this combination of this game, the very specific combination of depth along with simplicity. The simplicity when it comes to the systems that we have to make builds, and the depth when it comes to mechanics of the systems and itemization. I wanted to put together a very weird elementalist build. This is a hybrid build, and this build was put together by using items from different DLCs and acts, and also by using a legendary hero from Eternal Embers Act. You can create a legendary hero straight at level 70. Now, this character has already started playing in, let's see. Yes, we've been through Greece Act, Egypt Act, and now we are in Oried. We haven't played any other acts, so we started from Greece. And although we have died 3 times along the way, this build is super duper satisfying to play, and it is very powerful as well. But of course, as you can see, the resistances are not that good. Why did I decide to make this build? Because first of all, I wanted to experiment with some more hybrid builds and harder to make builds. And I wanted to use some of these items that I will show you on this character. And also I wanted to showcase how beautiful this game is when it comes to depth and when it comes to making builds that are not very visible to you at first sight, maybe, especially to new players or intermediate players. Maybe you have to be an advanced player to be able to see through everything and to be able to figure out things like this. I don't know, but I'm here to show you how beautiful this game is. This character is Elementalist, and as you can see, it uses a shield and a melee weapon, a spear. Elementalist uses Earth Mastery and Storm Mastery, so it is mainly an intelligence based build. But when it comes to the attribute points as a legendary hero, I spent 0 points on health, 0 points on energy, 0 points on strength, 0 points on intelligence. All of my points have been invested into dexterity. Because this build needed to increase its offensive ability, mainly its defensive ability. And also the offensive ability is 911, which is good for the beginning of legendary difficulty, but if you consider that I have spent all of my attribute points to dexterity, which also increases offensive ability, this number is not really high. Because this build doesn't get buffs from other sources to offensive ability, not big buffs anyways. Anyways, so this is it with attributes. Now for the skills we have Earth Mastery. We have maxed out it on +2 the Earth enchantment to get more fire damage and buffs, or the Brimstone to get physical damage, we deal physical with the spear, and bear damage over time, and the stone skin to get armor and fire resistance. Of course, we have maxed out volatility because it gives this huge buff, which when it triggers it buffs up physical and fire damage significantly. I have maxed out the hit shield because we see that this one is actually, this is a very good question. I don't even remember why I maxed out this one. I have maxed it out. We have spent 1 point on stone form to use it just in case, and we have spent only 1 point on ring of flame because I want to get this one, softened metal. This one deals some damage, but I'm using this one mostly for the 18% reduced offensive ability for 3 seconds. So when enemies melee attackers are hit by this thing, now they deal their offensive ability is getting reduced by 18%, which means they have lower chances to deal critical damage to your character anyways. Or even hit your character if your character has already, maybe it has, I don't know, 1500 defensive ability, so this number would be significant here, the 18% reduced offensive ability, if your character had such an amount of defensive ability. Because offensive ability works in comparison to the defensive ability of the enemy. So this is it for Earth Mastery for now on this character. As you can see, this is a little bit strange as a build. In Storm Mastery, we have maxed out and on +2 the Storm Nimbus, of course, which provides more elemental damages. The Heart of Frost add-on, which again provides cold damage and some other debuffs to enemies. and static charge, which provides lightning damage buffs and retaliation of lightning damage. We have maxed out, of course, the Squall, which is very powerful, especially with obscured visibility, which reduces damage and resistance of enemies, and it gives much higher survivability to you. The skill Storm Surge is on its natural cap, but I will max it out. 2 more points I will spend in the future. We have 1 point only spent on Summon Witch because I wanted to max out the Eye of the Storm, which buffs up cold lightning resistances and gives a very big buff to elemental damages. This build deals physical damage, a little bit of pierce and lots of elemental. I have spent only 1 point on Lightning Dash. If you spend more points here, you will get more chances to dodge attacks and avoid projectiles while you are under the movement speed effect of this one. But I don't really care that much about that one. Maybe I will max out this one later, but later, because I have more important skills to max out first, or to spend points into. And here we have the energy shield, maxed out again, protects against lightning and cold. And here we have the reflection, which gives a very nice amount of damage reflected per chance, though it is not standard. Quite an unusual build, I would say, when it comes to the combination of skills on the masteries. Now, for the items, of course, the most important part of this build. We can see that we use many items that are based on strength, but we have lots of strength reduction requirement. And to achieve this thing, I had to equip this Captain Signet reduction requirement for on strength for weapons, armor, shields. Alki, a huge buff to strength points and strength requirement reduction for weapons. These 2 items together are very powerful, a very powerful combination to allow you to equip weapons that require lots of strength. And by the way, shields like this one is also a weapon. Shield counts as both a shield and a weapon. So in this case of this ring, where we have strength requirement for weapons, armor and shields, for the shield we get 2 times. We get 25% requirement for weapons and 25% requirement for shields, because shield is a weapon and a shield. So this item provides minus 50% strength requirement for shields. And if you count also this one with minus 20% strength requirement for all weapons, which means 70% strength requirement reduction to shields, and then we get the plus strength and plus buff to strength percentage, then we understand that we have a supreme combination of strength requirement reduction for weapons and shields. These 2 items, along with a couple of other items, allow me to equip the weapons, shields and spear. One other item is the Nautilus Harness. This item comes from Atlantis Act. This one has the reduction to requirements, which is the weightless prefix, and it has of the impetus suffix slow resistance. Good, a very good item. And I went with the Iron Wheel of Ajax on this one to get more resistances and survivability in general. So we also have this item that counts for reduction to all requirements. Then we have this item, Weightless Gauntlets of the Griffin, reduction to requirements. And of course this item is very awesome, especially for this build, because this build needs attack speed, it is a melee build, and also it needs more buffs to elemental damage. This item provides all necessary things to the build. Very good high base armor, 532, attack speed, totally necessary, and buffs to elemental damage is totally necessary, and reduction to all requirements totally necessary. So this item is perfect for this specific build. And I went with the Primal Magma, which would provide also the completed charm bonus attack speed and more fire damage on the item with our melee weapon attacks. And then again we have this Mastery Frequent from Atlantis, which Mastery Frequent, I think this one dropped on a live stream quite recently, some months ago maybe. This one also has the weightless prefix, this is why it has reduction to requirements, and it has of immortality suffix, this is why it has plus 1249 health. This item always, in legendary difficulty, always rolls with a fixed plus 800 health. It comes with the item, because it is a mastery frequent. And also the 8 health regen per second comes with the item because it is a mastery frequent. Then I decided to go with Aphrodite's Favor as an amulet to get also plus 2 to those skills. This item is super awesome. For the artifact I went with the Orb of Sea Hilo Wang. This item is very good to increase my damage. physical damage called lightning. And also the completion bonus gave me chance for lightning damage, which is good. Elemental damage, more elemental. It also has the vortex skill, activated upon taking damage, which when triggers it deals lots of damage to enemies that are not immune to these types of damage, frostburn, electrical burn. It can also freeze enemies, so this is a very powerful artifact. Now we have this helmet, Reforged Helm of Order. This is one of the items of the 8-game items that you can get only from within the 3 8-game dungeons in legendary difficulty, as far as I recall. And it is a very powerful item that comes with a very powerful set. And it also provides the battle command, which provides total speed, perfect, and resistances, great resistances, and great buffs overall. And total damage buff, health, whatever. The shield also, this one drops in Atlantis Act. It provides some health and it has the skill shield smash. This skill shield smash also exists on defense mastery. It is a passive proc skill that uses the shield also to hit the enemy. Of course, this skill on this item has nothing to do with the skill of defense mastery because it is irrelevant. But still, sometimes your character uses the shield smash and deals lots of damage to the enemy. Let's not forget that also shields are weapons, so they have their own numbers of damage, 250 damage. And also shields work like weapons, so when the shield hits the enemy, it deals not only its own damage, but flat damages that come from other sources, like this one for example, 60 physical damage added to the shield attack. The cold lightning damage, all flat numbers of damage from skills and other items, except for the other weapon, are also applied by the shield. So this shield smash skill, although by itself it doesn't deal a huge amount of damage, the buff itself of shield smash skill doesn't have that high number of damage to increase the damage of the shield itself. It still deals a lot of damage because we have the added damage from 12 elemental damage flat, these flat numbers, and whatever else we have on other items. Excuse. So it is a very powerful combination. The very good thing about this shield is that it has the Tinkerer suffix, which allows you to equip 2 components, and we have the rigid carapace for more survivability, and the Aegis of Athena for more survivability. This item is perfect for this specific build. And last but not least, we have one more mastery frequent, the Deep Sea Trident, which I also think that it dropped recently on one of my live streams. This one has the prefix piercing, which provides the flat 37 to 48 piercing damage, of annihilation suffix, which provides the plus percentage of physical damage, and the 23 bonus damage, I think, as far as I recall. But it also provides the Thunder Strike skill, and the Thunder Strike skill is down here. Now, this skill doesn't really deal lots of damage. It gives you only 14% total damage buffs, and it applies plus 2 to AD lightning damage. But these things, because our weapon attacks are already very powerful due to our item combinations and also skill usage, this skill, the Thunder Strike, overall deals lots of damage to the enemies and it destroys enemies. So it is amazing. And I went with the Saber Claw because I needed more offensive ability. Imagine, this item provides 95 offensive ability thanks to this Saber Claw. And if I didn't have this 95, my offensive ability would be down to something like 896 whatever. Thankfully, I could say that finally I have used the Saber Claw component on one of my builds, 8-game builds as well. So, this is the build. We are talking about great items here overall, but you know, great builds and very advanced builds sometimes require great items. And now we have the crazy thing that an Elementalist character, which Elementalist is 95% mage type with staffs mostly type of class, but here we use it as a melee build. We don't have any spells, we have only Squall, which we use on the enemy as a spell, and all we do is to use these 2 skills that both use the weapon. These both skills are weapon skills, weapon attack skills. So we always use the weapon. And this is how we kill enemies. And now we have this specific case here, where we also get some more skill attacks like the Shield Smash passive proc skill, to hit the enemies with a deal even more damage. And this build is very satisfying to play with. Now I will activate the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 kills and the resistances are 19, minus 11, 51, perfect, 37, 0, minus 30, 44, 2749. Physical damage will never kill this character because we have very good combined armor, and on top of that we have physical resist, but some other things can kill this character. So yeah, this is why I had this one, now I remember, because it provides against fire 75% damage absorption. So I have only 19%, but when I have this one activated on me, it provides a 75% damage absorption, which means that, okay, I'm not afraid of fire damage, it is not really going to kill me. But still, this number here is very scary in Legendary. And here are my secondary resistances, very good overall, other stats, and average damage at the DPS. So, let's go kill something. Let's activate also the pet. Oh, it is dark now, I cannot see a bloody thing here. You saw there how those spiders got killed by the frozen effect. That was the skill from the artifact. Of course, this build requires energy potions. So, you use the squall on multiple enemies, and then you use one of the two skills, the movement speed skills, to run to the enemies so that the enemies will stay within the squall range. And this way, you will be much more effective. I have the jet figurine already, so... Dire of Devouring, very nice. I'm not going to do lots of gameplay because we already have played this one on the live stream. I will show you, I will give you a link in the description so that if you want to watch lots of gameplay of this specific build, you can watch the live stream. It is already on the channel. And of course in the future I will live stream again this build because it is amazing. It is one of my favorite hybrid builds ever. But for now it is not necessary to make lots of gameplay here. So, I don't know guys if you like this build, this is the gameplay more or less. And when you are about to get killed, if you want, you can use the stone form to become a stone and survive. Leave a comment below if you like the build or not, let us know your opinion. If you like the video, hit the like button because it helps with supporting the channel. Subscribe if you haven't done so yet, we have thousands of Titan Quest videos and more to come. A special Titan Quest 2 to come. And I will see you very soon again guys with more videos and live stream. So enjoy your day and have a great day.